Alright, so I did a video just before I did this one where I kind of like lost my composure. So now it's out of my system. Let's get serious. Fellas, you're in MGTOW. You're in MGTOW for a reason. Alright? I did a video about the perfect woman for MGTOW. Um, look at that video. I'm not gonna go back into it, but man, if you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, you're on your grind, you're doing your thing, you're on track to be potentially to have the potential of a good lifestyle where you have time and money, um, and you're you, we as many young men might be attracted to the flashy girls because they're usually really pretty and they're out there dancing, having a good time. Be careful with those type of girls, those type of women, because the good time girls are very selfish. Nine times out of ten, they only give a damn about themselves, how they feel. They're looking for fun in the sun, whatever it is. There are various terminologies, and say you're the same age as these good time girls. A lot of times, most of the times, they change in your 30s when they rejected you in your 20s, wanting you in your 30s, but they're old as crap. All right, and then some of them might have kids already. All right, and so they stop being a good time girl, but now they're looking for that simp, right? But by now you should have outgrown the simp nature, because being a simp, sometimes you're born with it, but a lot of times it's taught, and most of the time it's taught by women, because a lot of young men in their 20s nowadays, they grew up in single family homes and mainly women, so they got a simp mindset. And I'll be coaching a young man over the summer. Fortunately, he's in his teens. Um, his mother approached me because I'm, a boxing coach, and want me to work with him, teach him a few things. So, fortunately, I'm gonna be young enough where I can. But you guys out there on social media, on the internet, on YouTube, if you're in your early 20s, you also have a social life, you're doing, you're not socially awkward and things like that. Be very careful with the good time girl, because those are the girls you'll get pregnant, and those are the girls you will not end up marrying. You'll end up being connected to these women for life, because have a kid, a child or two. So be very mindful of that. If you're in your 30s, you're not with these women. The younger women in their 20s, even though you have a higher market value because you in your financial stride, you can provide and protect. Yeah, they might mess with you, but you have kids, and a lot of women, they're okay with it, but most would rather than not. So that's something to consider. I mean, I've encountered that quite a bit, and I don't even have kids, but I work with kids. I raise kids professionally, and a lot of women not interested in a man that has kids living in their home. It happens, but you got to be very, very mindful about the good time girls. If you in your 30s, your 40s, you're in your 50s even, and you're new to MGTOW, the men going their own way. Hopefully you stumbled on my videos, because I don't really go around bashing women or men, and I try to give ideas. If these women are still all about a good time, by all means have a good time. But those are not the women you want to marry, because they still have that early 20s and teenage mindset, um, which makes them very selfish. They're all about themselves having fun, and you know if you already have a family, you have kids, they're grown up, and you have this girl, you're just looking for a good time, by all means, you're gonna have a great time with these women. Just know it won't go beyond it last long. Let's put it that way, because there should be more to a woman than just a good time, and there should be more to you than just a good time now, despite you know your experiences and whatnot in life. If you're a man now looking to have start a family, you definitely do not want to mess with a good time girl. Uh, Again, she's selfish. She's not selfless. A good time girl or a good time woman, whatever you want to call her, she, because she's so into the good time, she doesn't. She may not quickly adjust to the seriousness and the responsibilities of actually raising the next generation of kids, because that taking care of a family and taking care of kids in particular is not, most of it is not a good time. It might be enjoyable in some in its own way. It will be rewarding, obviously, in its own way, but by no means this is a good time. It's not the fun time stuff. It's very serious business. So if you're looking for a family, looking for a relationship, looking to have a few kids, you know, to extend your legacy, the good time girl is not the girl. Most of the times they're very irresponsible, and you know, and very very selfish. So be very very careful with that. Um, if you have any questions, ask it in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe. Of course, you can make comments and talk amongst yourself. That's always good. Um, but you know, avoid them good time girls, man, unless you're trying to have a good time. Ladies, if you're all about a good time, you really need to take a step back and really evaluate your life and see how that's working for you. Is it giving you, are you achieving everything you want from it? If you're not, change. And the sooner you do, the better, especially if you're looking for relationships. You'll find that men going their own way, the MGTOW men, they are real men. They're the kind of men that ain't, they're manly men, they're men, and if you are intimidated by that to the point where you think it's toxic, you're not going to be able to, you won't be happy at all. You want a feminine man, and MGTOW men are not, we are not grooming our MGTOW men to be feminine. We're grooming them to be men. So really think about that. What you truly want. Again, if you have any questions, ask it in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer some of those things. Most of my topics are usually spiritually based, but unfortunately this one is not, because I find a lot of women, again, I've mentioned it before, but a lot of women still looking for this juvenile fairy tale, this Disney, they even refer to it as a fairy tale, and think that's going to be real. Again, avoid those women, and if you're that woman, you need to change that mindset quick, because your value drops with age. And again, I am not a rich man, I just have lifestyle, and I will not mess with a woman over 35. I may mess with you between 30 and 35, but you gotta be looking fine in the motherfucker, and you gotta be, you can't have that juvenile mindset. I've done that. I've messed with women in their mid-30s and they still act like they're 18. No, if I'm gonna mess with a woman who acts like they're 18, I'm gonna mess with an 18-year-old. At least it doesn't confuse me. I can understand that, and I can be patient with something like that. So again, I mean, sorry if I offended some of y'all, but I mean, y'all gotta, women, if you're watching this, you need to get off that fairy tale. I don't know, you gotta be grounded in reality. And lastly, if you're a woman looking at this, smile. Damn, you walk around, you're mugging all the time. Jump out of that masculine energy as well. And if you're making money, we don't give a damn about your money. Why we don't give a damn about your money? Because a lot of times you tie you consider yourself a high value woman because you make money. That only applies to other women. You will be considered a high value woman to other women. Men don't give a shit about your money. That your money don't mean nothing to us. Yes, it's nice to have us, if it's available to us. But do you smile? Are you feminine? you know, and you can be. I have a cousin right now. She's a medical doctor, pediatrician. She makes significantly, well, she actually makes most of all the money in her family. Her husband is a stay-at-home husband, taking care of the kids, doing all that stuff. But he's still masculine and she's still feminine. Man. And it's beautiful to see. I tell her every day. Every time I see her, she's lucky to have a man like that that's willing to do what he's doing. And to continue doing what she's doing. Okay? So it can be done. Your money don't mean crap. Just be a woman. Like, subscribe, share the video. If it helps somebody, really share the video. You all have a good night.